Hey everyone, I'm Andrew. It's August 28th, 2017, and we're about to go on a ride through northern Baja, California, Mexico. So let's get on the road. So here we are about to jump onto Highway 94 west to 805 south in San Diego. It's the morning, so there's a little bit of commute traffic to split through. Up ahead of me is Steve, formerly of Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. He's no longer with the shop, but he's still scooting around San Diego all the time, and he's doing well. Behind me is Robot, who's still with the shop and making great videos. He's going to run through the frame right about now. This is the border crossing between San Ysidro and Tijuana, and it's super easy to get through here. You just pull up when it's your time, they take your photo, and immediately afterward the gate opens. Painless process on a bike, not so much if you're that black truck that's all loaded down getting sent into secondary. Once you pass through, you just pick which road you want. So we jumped on the highway toward Playas de Tijuana. Robot is motioning me to the middle since I'm the least experienced riding around through here. That arch is near Revolution Avenue, and on the right is the Tijuana River. While we go down the highway to the west, you have the border fence on the right side. Traffic signs are basically suggestions in Mexico, like that stop sign right there. It's basically treated like a yield. Missed the turn, whoops. This is pulling into the Calamax parking lot. This is where the taco truck that we were heading to is located. We just did a slush fund for the day. It was a lot easier to just let one person do all the ordering instead of having three of us try to pay separately. It was cool to see Tijuana coming to life in the morning. Most of the times I've been down there, it's been nighttime, and it was a totally different experience to see the city coming to life.
Well, that was awesome.
How are you as far as food stuff? Is there any food you don't eat?
Oh, yeah, everything's fine.
Everything's cool? Like spicy's okay?
Oh, absolutely.
Seafood's fine?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No restrictions.
And you're fine drinking and stuff like that too?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
No straight
He
edge.
doesn't have special needs like your wife.
Robot with the burn at 9 a.m. This is the taco cart where we got chicharron tacos. Then I got a photo of the scooters real quick, and then we took off south toward Rosarito. Cruising down the highway toward Rosarito. This road was super nice. There were some luxury condos on that side, and then a little further down the road on the hillside, it was kind of more regular places and some shanties. We ended up on this road just simply because Steve saw it and was kind of curious about where it went. So it was actually kind of long, went up and down a few hills. It's kind of hard to see on the GoPro, but Steve passes 3 dogs at this point, and 2 of them couldn't be bothered, but one took off after him and kind of gave up a little further up the hill. You can see it right there.
Like Santa Fe, all these housing developments and stuff like that.
There's a lot of abandoned houses out there. New construction, abandoned.
Yeah, like stuff on the right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, like, yeah, it sure doesn't look like they're actively working.
Here we are heading into Rosarito. I hadn't been down here since a year or 2 out of high school, so it's been a little while. These 2 trailers were rented by Steve's friends when they were making a movie, and this arch that Steve's pointing at is new. Next up on the tour was a little more breakfast since all of us had just had 1 taco in Tijuana. This is birria, which is basically like Mexican pho. It's a broth with beef, onions, things like that, and served with tortillas. It's delicious, and this is one of their favorite spots in town.
Yeah. Let's check it. Let's go say hi to Renee real quick.
Okay.
One way, but it doesn't matter. trailer. Like if stuff didn't work out in our current spot.
Is this where that palapa fell on the scooter?
No, that was all the way down. That was in Cabo.
Oh, okay.
Hurricane. Yeah, dude, it was pretty rad. He's like, ah, you can do whatever the fuck you want, wherever the fuck you want. That model of Hardy right on the neck. Dude, look at that. They trimmed all the palm trees.
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Come here.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. That's fine out here. Oh, man, it looks so good.
This lot is where Steve and Robot have kept their trailers for a while. It recently changed hands and the new owner is going to kind of convert it into a hostel and shared campsite space. Right now it's just parking for tourists on the weekend.
He's in town from Portland.
Switch it. This is nice. We're all cleared out.
What's that?
There's all these like junk trailers. We're all here.
We hung out here for a couple hours, and there was these two dogs that belonged to the owner which were hanging out in the shade. It was kind of a warm day, so they were just chilling. And they didn't seem to mind having their photo taken. Steve's in the construction industry now and really loves this kind of work, so he jumped right in and was helping the guys out with construction projects while Robot and I ate chicharrones and drank Pacificos. After we said goodbye to the guys on the lot, we headed back through town, and the plan was to head south on the highway toward Ensenada, where it was supposed to stay at about 75 degrees all day. Inland, it was pushing 100.
And we rented one of these motorhomes up here. Some like gringo, like American guy, like rents this motorhome. It was like the traveling dressing room. God, the thing was so full of mud by the time we took it back.
This is one of my favorite parts of the day. So this big complex on the right is actually a film studio, and it's where they film a lot of in-the-water scenes, so like in movies like Titanic and Master and Commander. Right next to it is this fishing village, and these guys wanted us to stop and eat their food, but we scooted right on down to the beach.
Where are we going?
The thick sand. I was looking for Toro, dude.
Oh yeah.
My ice cream guy.
He's not down here, huh?
I don't see him now. Yeah. We could almost get all the way down there if that boat weren't there.
Yeah. It was down.
Time it right. Gotta wait and see if the swells like really drop them. This place rats all like it's a fishing village.
Okay.
So people go out and fish every morning, and you can kind of buy fish like as their boats are coming in and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's also too like on the weekends it's just packed. But you can drive your car all the way down there and then spend it down the beach.
Wow.
But you gotta time it right. When tide comes up, it's kind of hard to get out. It's kind of high tide right now. Actually.
Yeah, it looks high.
But there's this guy that I like to buy ice cream from down here, but I don't see him.
Whoa, there was lightning.
Was there?
Yeah.
Man,
Okay. Gracias. The ocean got me, man. Right on the shoe. I've never ridden on a beach. That was fun.
After we got out of the fishing village, we went up into the hills and did a little impromptu off-roading. Steve and Robot are friends with a guy named Pancho, and his dad lives down here, and we were going to try to find his house to see if he was home and say hello. There were a few dead ends, there was some loose dirt, there was, you know, a bunch of dogs that were fired up that we were up there. But we got to the top of the hill right as the storm was coming in and got some good photos and videos of the view.
That fish over here.
I'll do like a little, I'll do a piano. I just got a tiny bit of the white light. This is crazy how stormy it got.
This is awesome.
But that you can see the whole Fox Studios thing pretty good too. See the old like mass of that old ship like on the side, backside of that one.
Yeah.
That's from like the Master and Commander thing. They say that's the biggest like underwater like set in the world. Where there's something on the backside there where they can fill it with water, and that's where they do all those like. That's where they shot the Titanic. You know, the scenes where everybody's in the water. They filmed Pearl Harbor there. Pancho was an extra in Pearl Harbor actually.
At this point, the storm was coming in, so we figured we should get down the highway and see if we could get out of the way of it. Of course, on the way down a hill, a dog chased us again. There it is. At this point, it was hailing on us and raining simultaneously. This was a landslide that was being fixed by some construction guys. A little further down the highway, the storm kind of cleared up, but we were still pretty far north of Ensenada, and it was time to get a little bit of gas. Getting gas in Mexico is funny. They pump it for you, and they don't really stop in time, so there's a lot of eruptions that will send gas all the way down the side of the scooter.
Llénala todo junto con la verde. You need gas, Robot? No, I'm fine.
We continued down Highway 1 until we got to these boats on the side of the road that Steve had seen on previous rides and wanted to check out.
That's cool.
I always wondered what the hell this was. Does that have audio? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So here we are, K something and something or other. I always want to check these boats out. Seems like you can kind of just post up and have a picnic in these.
And that's exactly what we did. We had a big Pacifico beer that we split between the three of us. We cracked open a bag of chips and then took a few little videos on my cell phone to send to people at home.
All right, a Federale just went by. Here's the scooters. We stopped on Highway 1 and we found this weird kind of tiki-ish boat thing. And if you look over the side, down the cliff, there's water.
So in the last clip, you might have noticed the police truck go by up the coast. Well, they saw the beer in the boat, and they turned around and came back and told us we were drinking in a public place. This doesn't look very public to me. But that we needed to follow them to the station to pay our fine of 1,000 pesos each, $80 American. Steve spoke with them for a while and got them down to 500 pesos for the three of us total, about $40. Of course, the police were a little concerned about my helmet camera catching them doing something illegal. This is kind of no big surprise in Baja. The police don't get paid very much, and at some point, if you go down there enough, you're going to run into them and probably have to pay a little fine for something. It's just a game. They start high and then work down to a number, and then once you pay it off, well, everyone goes on their merry way.
What's going on over there? Just got pulled over by the police for drinking in public. Period. Trying to bribe them out of that now.
There was one car going by with a camera, or like a video camera rolling.
There was?
Yeah. I don't know if he's a vigilante trying to bust the police, because there's a lot of that.
After the police stop, we cut inland to the wine region with the plan to head back to Tecate because it was getting a bit late in the day. We stopped at Rancho Mora, and there is not much at all about this place on Google. Just go on Mexico 3, the highway, and then when you see the sign that says Mora Queso Vino, that's when you want to stop and check it out. The guy has a really cool dog. He's a really cool guy, and we spent the afternoon just hanging out in his vineyard, tasting grapes, and kind of just shooting the shit. After this, we hit the road, and unfortunately, Steve's scooter died not too long after leaving, about 25 miles south of Tecate. There was something with the ECU, and we used ice to cool it down, and then kind of limped it that way for 2.5 hours or so in the desert. It was pretty hot, but the sun was going down. Eventually, finally got the scooter working, and this one photo is all I've got of the the diagnostics of that before getting back to Tecate, where we had this giant quesadilla and then crossed the border back into the U.S. around 9:30. It was a really good day, and despite all the nonsense with the police and the broken down scooter, I would do that ride again. Thanks for watching.